welcome back to Concert Critiques in Cars with Emily. So this show was kind of an interesting one for many, many different reasons. One of them being the coronavirus, so that definitely added a little bit of flair to this show for sure. Getting there was super easy because there was no traffic, which is always a nice thing, but then at the same time, the venue was way emptier than I think it would have been if there had not been a problem. And I also think that the crowd was different and kind of reacted different. And I know for me personally, I was constantly thinking, oh, someone just touched me, or I'm gonna stand back because I don't want to be too close to other people. So it was just definitely an interesting show, and yeah, so let's get into it. So I'm really excited. The show was Oso Oso was headlining, and then they had Sincere Engineer as the first opener, they had Just Friends as the second opener, and then the final opener was the band that played just before Oso Oso was Prince, Daddy, and the Hyena. And so yeah, let's get into it. So Sincere Engineer, they had a female singer, but I actually really liked a lot of their songs. There was definitely one or two that were like lows for me, but overall I really liked it. The first song was definitely like the song that was played at the prom, Intending to Hate About You, just like a classic 90s like punk girl band song, but it was fun. It was like a great opener, definitely high energy, so that was really cool. And then the second song was like much more differentiated, so I really liked that. I'm trying to think. Yeah, so the fifth song was definitely the song that was just like, ugh, for me. It wasn't particularly grabbing. I didn't really love it. But then 6, 7, and 8 were fantastic. So the end of their set was really, really good. 6, I liked the chorus. I loved the lyrics in the chorus. I thought it was great. 7, I really liked all of the lyrics a lot. And then 8, they had like this quick feel to the verses. So I really, really liked that. So overall, they were really good. Again, definitely number 5 was a low for me for sure. But yeah. So then Just Friends, I was not a huge fan of the like initial instrumental part. It was so bizarre, and I'm just gonna preface this band with, it was like the next two bands were like roller coasters for me. Some of them were real low lows and some of them were real high highs. But yeah, so like just like that weird, like it was just like a 30-45 second thing. It just, I did not like it, and that maybe put a bad taste in my mouth for the first song. But yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of the singing style. It was more like rappy, and I didn't really like it. So I was definitely not a fan of that. But yeah, man, the crowd like went crazy. So during their second song, I really, just tonight, any other time I would have been fine, but they split the crowd in two. And so like, this was the first time since I had gotten to the venue that people were actually like touching me and on top of me. And I was really not appreciative of that. Like, I understand that you're trying to like get the crowd involved. And so they split the thing and said, all right, this side, respond with this, and then the other side is going to respond with a different like response, but it just like wasn't worth it. Not tonight. Just don't force people to push into me. And like, this crowd was like actually really awesome. They were like moshing and stuff, but I can choose to not be in that, so I wasn't really allowed to choose if someone was going to bump into me in that, so I did not like that part. The song was good, but just not that part. Wasn't really a fan of the rap part in the beginning. But I really did like the instrumental part, so that was really good in the third song. The fourth song had like a totally different vibe, so this is where the roller coaster like occurred, and I like loved it. It was like less rappy, and it was definitely like one of the highlights for me. I really liked the fourth song. Then they played a new song, which I was not a huge fan of the singing style. It was almost like they were being Rage Against the Machine, and listen, I love me some Rage when I like love me some Rage, but it just like, I don't know, it was more like a screaming instead of a singing. But the trumpet player was awesome, and so for this song he came out with a weight and was doing like behind the head arm exercises, so that was pretty random. And again, this band was like all over the place. They were so energetic and just like jumping around and were super fun, so it was really fun to watch them, but just certain parts of it were definitely not my cup of tea. So the sixth song I really liked. So yeah, so that was awesome. And then the two lead singers during that song, like, just casually chest bumped each other on stage. That was pretty awesome. I loved the intro to the 7th song. I thought that was really good. And then they asked the crowd to like run around in a circle for that 8th song, and again, that was like a really good song as well. The 9th song was, again, like, this is where it's a low for me. The lead singer, or the female lead singer, sang, it was like a slower song. And again, I have like no problem with slower songs in a like crazy exciting set. I actually sometimes like them, and again, it was well placed. It was towards the end, which is what bands usually do. But it was just the song itself, I just wasn't really a fan of it. But she did add DC at the end, so that was kind of nice that it was a little bit personalized to the city. So then after that, they played an old one, and they let the crowd sing the first part, but I really liked the song as a whole. So I actually, this is 5 and 10, man. Talk about like highlights for sure. I loved the instrumentals, I loved the lyrics, the song was really, really good. And then song number 11, this was like definitely the end of my roller coaster ride, because part of it I loved and the other part I was just like, eh. But it was a good song, it was upbeat, people were having a really good time, so it was a good show ender, just not my favorite. Alright, so Prince Daddy and the Hyena. Before they came on, they actually had a comedian, I want to forget his name, Anderson Reagan maybe? Anderson Reagan. And he was pretty funny, it was only like 5 to 10 minutes, but yeah, it was kind of cool and it was funny. Random, nice little touch. So anyway, Prince Daddy and the Hyena, they played a really upbeat song with, which I was not a fan of. So I actually honestly was not a huge fan of the singer in general. I didn't really like his singing style. Like as an SLP, it was just very strained, and it was also hard to understand the lyrics when all the instruments were being played. So it was just overall, that was definitely like a consistent problem for me in this set. The second song again was just pretty I could barely hear the lyrics, but then they went like, it was actually hard to tell when certain songs ended and when certain ones began, so I think they went into the third song, but it could have been the ending of the second, but yeah, so it just, the voice was really the most jarring thing for me about this. But the fourth song I really liked. They had like a quick sound to the verse and then like a slower chorus. I really, really liked that fourth song. I thought that was really, really good. Then they played a new song, and I really liked the lyrics, and I really loved the instrumentals in the middle. I thought that was really, really good. Sorry, wow, that was a lot of ums right in a row. So after that, the song was good, but nothing super grabbing. 7, I liked it a little bit better than the last one, especially the lyrics. Then we get to song number 8, and it like immediately pulled me in. I really, really liked song number 8. It was definitely one of my favorites of that set for them. The next song after that was good too, but just not as great as number 8. Just immediately pulled me in and kept me like totally, it was so good. So then for number 10, their 10th song, the lead singer of Just Friends came out and started the crowd doing the whole circle thing again, and so that was like kind of awesome. And again, the next song, because of that, was like a little bit heavier, but I really liked it. It was really good. I liked the song. And then number 11 was like just so good. Again, pulled me right from the start. Definitely a highlight over song number 8. So that was pretty awesome that I got like 2 fantastically good songs. And yeah, number 12, I really liked the lyrics, and it was a great way to end. And they had like a really awesome like extended instrumental outro, so I really, really liked that. I thought that was a great way to end the show. And again, like loved number 8, loved number 11, and loved number 12. And even so I really, again, that was like a great 2 songs to end with. And then obviously the number 8 was definitely my favorite for that one. So I really liked overall the set. Again, the voice was a little bit and some of the songs weren't my favorite, but overall it was a really good set. Definitely exciting and definitely like upbeat, and they had the crowd moving around. So now let's get to Oso Oso. So the first song I didn't really know, but it was really energetic, and at first it was sometimes hard to understand lyrics, and I definitely think so. After the second song was the first time that the lead singer spoke, and like immediately he said the first word, and it was like the microphone got higher, so I'm wondering if the sound guy like couldn't hear it while they were singing, but then the minute he spoke, he was like, oh, I gotta make this higher, because after that the lyrics were much more clear. So for number 2, I recognized it. It was a great follow-up. I really loved the instrumentals between the chorus and the verses. It was just, again, just so exciting to see them, and really 2 great opening songs. So that was really awesome. The 3rd song I enjoyed is like this had this like short, quick feel to it at the beginning. And then it was awesome because the 4th song also had like a really similar quickness, but a totally different feel, which is like so weird and hard to explain. But I really, really liked how the 2 songs right in a row had like that really quick feel to it, but then also kind of had their own unique sound, so it didn't just feel like one long song. It was unique, and I could tell the difference between the songs, so I really liked that. And then at the end of that 4th song, they had an extended instrumental ending, so I really, really liked that as well. So yeah, definitely really enjoyed the 4th song. Loved the differentiation of parts. It was like the verses sounded different than the pre-chorus. The pre-chorus sounded totally different from the chorus. I loved it. It kept my attention. I just wanted to keep listening to that song. It was definitely unique, and especially coming off of that 3rd and 4th song, which were similar but unique. Like, it just, that as part of the set was just so well done, and just such a good song ordering, song choice. I really liked that. After that, they had again another quick feel, but again it was like so different. So this whole stretch, 3, 4, 5, and 6 were just so good, and I really, really enjoyed how different it sounded, but how like it all had that like quicker feel to it. So I really, really liked that. Then they got to Basking in the Glow, and that was basically the song I went to go see, and it was so good, and I loved every minute of it, and it was awesome. And yes, so loved that. It was really great to see it. So good. The next song I knew, and it was a really great follow-up. I loved the guitar part, and then there was like this faster part at the end, which I really, really loved. And it was interesting because somebody in the crowd was like, oh, like this is where they get faster, and they were really excited about that. And so it just, so good. It made it so great because we just came off of Basking in the Glow, and then they played this other song that I knew, and it had this like great, like picked up part as in speed, like towards the end. So it was really great. So after that, it was really nice of him. He asked the crowd, because so this is apparently the second and last show on the tour because of the coronavirus, and so he was like, these bands like spent a lot of money, and they like came out, and they like are far from home, so if you could, you know, do anything you can with their merch at the merch table, that would be really nice. So I really like liked that he kind of took the time to acknowledge the fact that these bands, you know, are going to be struggling, and this was part of their income. And so I really liked that he genuinely seemed concerned, and that was awesome. And then that song right after that was like immediately pulled me in. I didn't really know it, but there was nothing I didn't love. I loved the lyrics, I loved the instrumentals, I loved everything about it. It was so good, really, really fantastic. I really, really loved that. And then the rest of the band members left the stage. It was just the singer with an electric guitar, and so he sang a song which was fantastic, really, really good. I really liked the lyrics in that one in particular. And then we only have 2 more songs to go through. So the 11th song I knew really well, and I don't know the name of it, but it's definitely one of their more popular ones for sure. And yeah, so it was just, again, great to see live. And at that point, the whole band had come back on, and it's definitely a more like energetic, upbeat song. So fantastic. Really loved seeing it. It's just so good, so great, so fun. And then last but not least, they played a great follow-up, and I definitely recognized it, but I didn't know it quite as well as the one before it. So yeah, then like right in the middle of the song, they had this really weird feedback thing going on, and so it was like there was this really bad feedback, and then it seemed like they turned all of the instruments off, like on the soundboard, just to like stop the feedback. And then they slowly like were turning on instruments just to check to see like which instrument it was. So by the end, it definitely was like back to full sound, and they kept just playing through it. And yeah, but so that was impressive, and I'm sure frustrating, as it's their last song on the second show of the tour, which is now their last show of the tour. So that's got to be disappointing. But yeah, like the feedback was definitely there, but they kept playing, and then they all got back on, and they ended it with a really great ending. So yeah, I mean, that was the show. Score, oh my gosh, this is going to be rough. So Loved Oso Oso, and I thought they were really great. Also really loved the brass, so they had a trumpet and a trombone on stage for Just Friends, so I really liked that. Was not a huge fan of the vocals for Prince Daddy and the Hyena, so that was like and that was the consistent problem throughout the entire set. That's not something that really changed a lot, but at the same time I did really like some of their songs. So, and then for the first band, Sincere Engineer, I actually liked a lot of their songs despite the female singer, so that was good. They were impressive, but again, there were definitely some parts that I was just like, eh. But I think overall I'm gonna give this one, oh gosh, this is hard, because there were definitely some lows and there were definitely some highs. I mean, just seeing like Bask in the Glow was a high for me for sure, and just kind of like hearing songs of Oso Osos that I kind of know, but then seeing it live was really good. Gosh, I don't know, this is hard. I'm gonna give, this is so hard. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna give this one a 7.5. I think there was a lot of things that I maybe would have preferred to be different. But then there were a lot of really great things too. And so, yeah, so 7.5 I think is a pretty fair score for this show. Let me know what you think. Comment, like, subscribe. Were you hoping to go see Oso Oso or any of the other bands on the tour? Were you really disappointed when they got canceled? Have you seen them before? Please comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys hopefully next time. I'm assuming the concert will be canceled, but I'm supposed to go to a show next Saturday, but we'll see. Anyway, see you next time.